realities. Justice Gavai was born on 24th November 1960 in Firozapur area of Amravati town, an area dotted with workers of homes and makeshift huts. Justice Gavai was the eldest of three siblings. His father, late R.S. Gavai, was a towering figure in Ambedkarite politics and once dreamt of pursuing law himself. The senior Gavai, who went to serve as the governor of Bihar, Sikkim and Kerala, ensured that his children were raised with discipline, and hence we have Justice Gavai over here taking the oath as the 52nd Chief Justice of India. Moving on, viewers, more news coming in from the national capital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be helming the CCS meeting, the Cabinet Committee meeting on security at 11 a.m. where decisions will be taken as to what would be the next course of action post Operation Sindoor. The meeting is expected to start at around 11 a.m. and is going to address the aftermath of Operation Sindoor and Pahalgam terrorist attack. Now remember, viewers, it's a very crucial meeting, specifically as it is coming on heels of that very crucial visit from the Prime Minister there at the Adampur Air Base. The Prime Minister gave a very strong message day before yesterday, where he made sure that the terrorism is going to be met with befitting reply. And with Operation Sindoor, India has given a very strong message across the globe that they are not going to take terrorism from the side of Pakistan or from anybody else. Joining us live on this broadcast is my colleague Riyanka, who's reporting right outside 7 LKM, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's residence. Riyanka, what is the agenda going to be? We know that there is going to be a crucial discussion on the aftermath of Operation Sindoor. Riyanka.
Clearly a very successful Operation Sindoor carried out by our country against a befitting reply to Pakistan and its hand in terror activities in India that we have seen in the past, as well as the dastardly attack in Pahalgam. And today it's going to be the third CCS meeting, the Cabinet Committee on Security, that will be taking place at Prime Minister's residence, headed by the Prime Minister himself. And it will be attended by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Home Minister Amit Shah, as well as NSA Ajit Doval, and also top officials from the Ministry of Home, Defence, as well as External Affairs. And this particular meeting holds importance at this juncture, given the fact that there has been a successful operation carried out against Pakistan, Operation Sindoor, and there are going to be deliberations regarding several policy changes or probable sanctions against Pakistan moving forward from here, given that the roadmap ahead is something that needs to be chalked out, because India has made its stance very clear that there is going to be zero tolerance towards terrorism. Followed by the CCS, there is going to be the full cabinet that will be also meeting for the first time post the success of the Operation Sindoor, and there will be given a briefing regarding the aftermath of this particular operation and the roadmap forward that the government deliberates and decides on to take forward. So we will have to wait and see. From around 10:30 a.m. onwards, we will be seeing the convoys of several leaders coming here outside the Prime Minister's residence, and the meeting begins at 11 a.m. this morning.
Well, thank you, Riyanka, for those updates. We'll keep coming back to you as this crucial meeting is going to begin at 11 a.m. there at 7 LKM. Thank you, Riyanka. Moving on, viewers, Republic has accessed another video of India's hammering Pakistan after ceasefire violation. In this video, India decimates 16 Pakistani posts from May 6th to May 10th in forward post of Rajouri, Poonch, Naushera, Krishna Ghati and Saltori sectors. So those are the exclusive visuals on your screen, viewers, where India can be seen giving a befitting reply to Pakistan in retaliation to their unprovoked ceasefire violation in these specific areas, and specifically after the ceasefire violation was agreed upon by the two sides, by the two DGMOs, and we still saw Pakistan violating ceasefire, but Indian forces there giving befitting reply. And this is the exclusive visuals where we show how we decimated 16 forward posts of Pakistanis. Joining us live on this broadcast is my colleague Gursimran. Gursimran, you've accessed these exclusive visuals where we can see India giving a befitting reply to Pakistan and decimating their 16 posts. What more can you tell us?
See, Madhurima, these videos are from the 6th of May to 10th of May. That is what the proof of the India's army's retaliation to the Pakistani unprovoked ceasefire and also targeting the civilians along the line of control in the Rajouri and the Poonch. We are told that these are from the Lam area, the Nashara sector, it is the Salotri sector and the Krishna Ghati. These are the four sectors from which these 16 videos have emerged. And in a 76-second span, 16 posts can be seen raised to the rubble by the Indian army. And this was what actually forced the Pakistan to come down on knees and then to make a call to first to the Ministry of External Affairs and then to the DGMOs that we want immediate talks and we want the cessation of any operations that are being conducted by both the sides. So it is the hammering that you see that how Indian army from the May 6th to May 10th has completely decimated the Pakistan strength. It's not about decimating the Pakistani post, but it was actually the Pakistan's courage that was decimated by the Indian army, showing their might. And after that, the Pakistani side came on the knees that we want immediate cessation of the hostilities that are there. And what we see is once again Pakistan is trying to carry out these kind of mischief along the international border and line of control. But since it is limited to the drone escalation, Indian army is looking into every possible aspect. And since the leadership, the political leadership of the country has given them a go-ahead that this time it is the same rather than more than same that will be met with if Pakistan decides any escalation along the line of control or the international border. So now the things force now seems to have fallen silent on the border. But yes, this can be said that there is an uneasy calm that prevails because Pakistan cannot be trusted. Madhurima.
Well, thank you, Gursimran, for those details. Like you very rightly pointed out, that the Indian government has made it abundantly clear that if Pakistan resorts to nefarious ways, we are going to retaliate with 10x force. Thank you, Gursimran. More breaking news coming in, viewers. As per sources, the central government has enhanced the security cover of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, and by adding an additional bulletproof vehicle to his convoy. Remember, viewers, S. Jaishankar was awarded with Z category security that is helmed by the CRPF, and now in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor and the intelligence input that has been received by the central government, and after assessing that, this particular decision has been taken where a security detail of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has been enhanced, and in this there will be a bulletproof vehicle added to his convoy, a convoy which was initially a Z category security that was helmed by the CRPF. Joining us live on this broadcast is my colleague Soumya, who's joining us live from Srinagar. Soumya, we're learning from our sources that the security detail of S. Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, has been increased. What more can you share on this?
Yes, Madhurima, the central government has enhanced the security cover given to External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Now, an important point also underlined by you that it was back in October last year that the security detail of S. Jaishankar, the foreign minister, was upgraded from Y category to Z category. It was in October last year that CRPF had taken over the security detail from Delhi Police of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Now, in the aftermath of the Operation Sindoor and the risk assessment linked to the India-Pakistan tension, this decision has been taken that an additional bulletproof vehicle will be added to his convoy, and this will be given and appointed to him around the clock nationwide wherever he visits. So these are the details that we are picking up at the moment with regards to this enhanced security detail of External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. Madhurima.
Well, Soumya, stay with us. We're getting more breaking news as India has rejected China's preposterous renaming of Arunachal Pradesh's multiple areas. And India has said in a categoric statement that Arunachal was and will remain an integral part of India. And China's this nefarious bid is nothing but condemnable. MEA, that is the Ministry of External Affairs, has said that it is preposterous claims and has fatally rejected them. Arunachal was, is and will remain part of India. Soumya, let me come across to you. What more can you tell us on this decision of the Ministry of External Affairs, where they have categorically condemned China's bid of renaming some of the areas in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, which is an Indian state?
Yes, Madhurima, this has not happened for the first time that China has tried to rename some parts of the Arunachal Pradesh, but time and again India has very categorically and sternly responded to this move by China. Now again Arunachal Pradesh, which apparently China refers to as Zangnam and considers it as a part of Tibet, again has tried to rename the certain areas of Arunachal Pradesh. And now the MEA spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal categorically has rebuffed China's vain and preposterous attempt to rename these areas under Arunachal Pradesh. And this has not happened for the first time, Madhurima, because even last year in October, even last year in 2024, China made this attempt and renamed 30 such locations in Arunachal Pradesh. However, very sternly and very categorically, India has reminded China of the identity, undeniable identity of Arunachal Pradesh to China. Back to you.
Thank you, Soumya, for those details. We'll keep coming back to you because it is a very strong statement that has come from Ministry of External Affairs that have categorically condemned China's bid of renaming some of the areas that fall inside the territory of Indian state of Arunachal Pradesh. Thank you, Soumya. Now, viewers, Indian government has categorically denied the claims that were made by USA and President Donald Trump that they had brokered a deal of ceasefire between India and Pakistan in exchange for less of the trade tariffs and trade concession. Ministry of External Affairs clarified that the trade was never even part of the discussion. The MEA made it abundantly clear that this decision was unilaterally taken by India after Pakistan ran to USA and begged for peace. Look at this report.
The US president might want to take credit for the ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan. He might also claim that it was him who brokered the ceasefire deal in exchange for trade concessions.
We helped a lot, and we helped also with trade. I said, come on, we're going to do a lot of trade with you guys. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. If you stop it, we're doing trade. If you don't stop it, we're not going to do any trade. People have never really used trade the way I used it. That I can tell you. And all of a sudden they said, I think we're going to stop.
But that is all it is, a mere claim. MEA spokesperson, while addressing a press conference, did not mince his words while rebutting the bizarre statements of Trump.
From the time of Operation Sindoor, commenced on 7th May, till the understanding on cessation of firing and military action on 10th May, there were conversations between Indian and US leaders on the evolving military situation. The issue of trade did not come up in any of these discussions.
MEA emphasized that the ceasefire was a result of India's effective military action against the Pakistan Air Force bases.
The specific date, time and wording of the understanding was worked out between the DGMOs of the two countries at their phone call on 10th May 2025, commencing at 15:35 hours. The Foreign Secretary had made a statement in this regard, as you would be aware.
The MEA in fact stressed that India's dialogue with other nations remained consistent throughout the ordeal.
Massive Tiranga Yatra being carried out from Lucknow to Dehradun to Bhubaneswar, exhibiting India stands in solidarity with the forces after the success of Operation Sindoor. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after a very short break.
यार मार्केट कैसा ऊपर नीचे होता है।
याद रख, करियर, इन्वेस्टमेंट और लाइफ में ऊपर नीचे होता रहता है यार।
वो तो है।
बस भाई डटे रहे, तभी तो अपने सपने पूरे कर सकता है।
सही है।
लाइफ और म्यूचुअल फंड्स में लॉन्ग टर्म सोचना
सही है।
सही है। हाँ।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
BrahMos is a most potent weapon in the inventory of Indian armed forces. We have made a completely new weapon system, BrahMos, in the 2005 onwards, and this missile is a very, very credible missile. The range of this missile is 300 kilometer plus. The missile can be integrated to warships, land systems, submarine, and fighter aircraft like Sukhoi 30 MKI. And this missile is having a weight of about 2.8 ton, the length around 10.
Images come before my eyes, and in my own career, these images have influenced me, and I'm sure in your lives as citizens, these images have haunted you as well. I was very young when the Mumbai terror attacks happened, but I was old enough to read about it. I could sense the anger, but the problem was the anger was not channelized. The idea is simple: of all these terrorists, kill one, frighten 10,000. That's the principle of terrorism. But what if 10,000 are responded to by 10 million? What if there is a group of Indians so loud, so passionate, who have so much belief in the country, that their collective voice is a roar that everyone, including political parties, have to respond to? That is the principal reason, the only reason driving me to launch the Nationalist collective once again. And I'm calling upon all nationalist Indians to have the faith in the Republic Media Network, to have the faith in me to bring together the Nationalist collective.
अब
छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
विमल में गुलिस्तां के ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुलें तो जी लग जाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसे डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं? विमल, बोलो जुबान कैसी?
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
The last time around, we had a talk between the DGMOs. DGMO went back to the government. Government said, okay, have a ceasefire. So we said, okay, the government has agreed. Let there be a pause in the firing. Let there be a pause in hostile intrusions across the LC/IB. And that was agreed to. Then the Ministry of External Affairs said, okay, go ahead and do it. They accepted the so-called ceasefire/pause and ops, right? Within half an hour, Pakistan started exactly this pattern of activity. Drones, not very lethal, not very distinct, but they went from Avantipur down to the Ran of Kutch because
hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Gesu Bhardwaj. We're just half an hour short of the very crucial CCS meeting that will be chaired by the Prime Minister to follow up on the measures that can be taken following Operation Sindoor. We'll get you all the details into what's leading up to the meeting. But first, here's a check on your headlines for the hour. Take a look. Prime Minister Modi will chair key cabinet committee on security meeting at 11 a.m. today. Focus likely on next steps post Operation Sindoor.
पाकिस्तान अपनी हरकतों से बाज नहीं आया। आतंकवाद के विष बेल को पालने पोषने में योगदान दे रहे थे, उनके बीभत्स कृत्य की सजा दी गई। ये पूरे देश ने भी और पूरी दुनिया ने देखा है और भारत की सेना के बहादुर जवानों के पराक्रम और शौर्य का लोहा भी माना है।
Yogi Adityanath salutes forces, says there will be no one to cry at the funeral of those raising fingers at India. Day 2 of BJP's 10-day-long nationwide Tiranga Yatra. Nation celebrates the valor of armed forces and the success of Operation Sindoor. Republic accesses video evidence of how 16 Pakistani posts were blown up from 6th till the 10th of May. India sets the record straight, tells China renaming of places in Arunachal Pradesh will not alter reality. Justice B.R. Gavai sworn in as the 52nd Chief Justice of India today. Viewers, the day 2 of Tiranga Yatra began today. In fact, Chief Minister Yogi was leading the Tiranga Yatra in Uttar Pradesh's Lucknow. In a firm statement, Yogi slammed Pakistan for supporting terrorism and declared that the world has witnessed their leaders at the terrorists' funerals, while India marched ahead with strength and their Prime Minister's vision of a Viksit Bharat. Tiranga Yatra also held in Bhubaneswar and Dehradun, visuals of which we'll show you shortly on your screens. Thousands of people, viewers, on the streets with the same resolve that India stands united in the face of terrorism. 3 locations in Tiranga Yatra: Bhubaneswar, Lucknow, Dehradun. Viewers, 3 different locations and the vigor remains just one. India's resolve in the face of terrorism. After Pakistan's dastardly strike and after India's Operation Sindoor, thousands are out in the streets celebrating the valor and the vigor of the armed forces and the massive success that Operation Sindoor was. Now, in fact, this Yatra was launched by the BJP. It will go on for 10 whole days, and this is a door-to-door effort to make the people of the country realize what India's response to terrorism will be. In fact, this also comes after India has made it very clear that any act of terror from here on will be seen as a straight act of war against the state and the Indian territory. Meters, in fact, kilometers long flag, the tricolour, looking beautiful, high as ever, held high by thousands of people on the streets of Lucknow. These are the beautiful visuals. A sense of community, a sense of the country coming together, being tied after facing a brutal wrath from a very cowardly neighbor, Pakistan. This is how India comes together in the face of terror. This is how India comes together to back its armed forces. Look at those visuals, stunning visuals. The tricolour held high. The 3 colours are the only ones that you can see on your screens. The orange, white and the green that comes glaring as people hold it high above their heads. A kilometers long tricolour being furled by people in support of the armed forces. Listen in to Uttar Pradesh's Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
आतंकवाद का पोषक पाकिस्तान और उसके आका इस पूरी घटना में मौन बने रहे। स्वाभाविक रूप से भारत के आन मान शान की रक्षा करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हमारी सरकार ने जब ये सारे के सारे प्रमाण देने के बाद भी पाकिस्तान अपनी हरकतों से बाज नहीं आया, तो अंततः ऑपरेशन सिंदूर का एक अभियान चलाया गया और आपने देखा होगा कि पहले दिन ही 100 से अधिक आतंकियों को और उनके परिवार से जुड़े हुए उन लोगों को जो प्रत्यक्ष रूप से इस पूरे आतंकी घटनाक्रम पर आतंकवाद के विष बेल को पालने पोषने में योगदान दे रहे थे, उनको जिस तरीके से उनके विभत्स कृत्य की सजा दी गई, ये पूरे देश ने भी और पूरी दुनिया ने देखा है और भारत की सेना के बहादुर जवानों के पराक्रम और शौर्य का लोहा भी माना है। पाकिस्तान के द्वारा की गई हिमाकत को जिस मजबूती के साथ भारत के बहादुर जवानों ने, चाहे वो वायुसेना रही हो, थल सेना रही हो या नौसेना रही हो, इन सभी जवानों ने जिस मजबूती के साथ उसका जवाब दिया, दुनिया को संदेश भी दिया कि हम छेड़ेंगे नहीं, लेकिन कोई छेड़ेगा तो फिर उसको छोड़ेंगे भी नहीं। और भारत ने वह करके दिखाया है जिसके सम्मान में आज पूरे देश के अंदर भारतीय जनता पार्टी के द्वारा ये तिरंगा यात्रा प्रारंभ की गई है।
Viewers, a clear message has been sent across the border to Pakistan. If they try to strike India, India will strike back harder and deeper. In fact, as Pakistan reels under multiple military, diplomatic and political failures to sustain its borders in the face of the Indian strikes, India has maintained that India does not want escalation but will not step down if terror is inflicted on the Indian territories and its people. Take a look at this.
Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal hailed the Indian Armed Forces for compelling Pakistan to seek a ceasefire. Jaiswal revealed that the May 10 agreement was initiated after Pakistan pleaded for a ceasefire after India's retaliatory strikes.
See the specific date,
time and wording of the understanding was worked out between the DGMOs of the two countries at their phone call on 10th May 2025, commencing at 15:35 hours. The Pakistani side had initial difficulties connecting the hotline due to connecting to the Indian side due to technical difficulties. The timing was then decided based on the availability of the Indian DGMO at 15:35 hours. You will of course appreciate that early on 10th morning, we had mounted an extremely effective attack on key Pakistani Air Force bases.
New Delhi has made it clear that its stance on Jammu and Kashmir remains unchanged and that the only issue on the table is Pakistan's illegal occupation of Indian territory.
As you are aware, we have a long-standing national position that any issues pertaining to the Union territory of Jammu and Kashmir have to be addressed by India and Pakistan bilaterally. That stated policy has not changed. As you are aware, the outstanding matter is the vacation of illegally occupied Indian territory by Pakistan.
MEA emphasized that India's stance had been consistent to target terrorist infrastructure operating from Pakistan with a clear response to any provocation.
The terrorist infrastructure sites that India destroyed were responsible not only for the deaths of Indians, but of many other innocents around the world. There is now a new normal. The sooner Pakistan gets it, the better it is.
MEA also debunked Pak's claim of attacking Indian bases. Listen in.
By the way, we are living in a day and age where you have satellite pictures available commercially. I urge you to look at the satellite pictures of the sites which Pakistan says or claims to have attacked in India. Contrast it with the sites and places which we successfully targeted and destroyed. That will give you a clear answer.
Meanwhile, MEA rejected worries over a possible nuclear threat amid tensions between India and Pakistan.
Viewers, India has issued a stern message to Beijing over its renaming of Arunachal Pradesh. The Ministry of External Affairs, in fact, has called this a preposterous move. They've also said that China needs to stop with its territorial fantasies. Take a look at this.
India has strongly rejected China's latest attempt to rename places in Arunachal Pradesh, calling the move vain and preposterous. In a sharp statement, the Ministry of External Affairs reaffirmed that Arunachal Pradesh is and will always remain an integral and inalienable part of India. The MEA accused Beijing of indulging in absurd territorial propaganda, asserting that creative naming exercises have no bearing on ground realities. India's response comes after China released a list of new names for locations within Arunachal Pradesh, a tactic it has used repeatedly to assert unfounded claims. New Delhi maintains that such symbolic actions by China will not change the historical and legal truth of Indian sovereignty over the state. The firm pushback reinforces India's consistent stance on territorial integrity and sends a clear message to Beijing that Arunachal Pradesh is not up for debate.
Getting in a fresh breaking development, our security forces remain vigilant. Now, another unexploded shell has been defused by the bomb squad team in the Rajouri district in Jammu and Kashmir. Remember, this comes after multiple Dud missiles of the Pakistani military were detonated by the military on the Indian side of the border even yesterday, and today another one comes to light where security forces, while maintaining vigil, have unexploded another shell and defused the bomb that was lying dud in the Rajouri district. Viewers, getting in fresh visuals from Patna in Bihar, where the mortal remains of BSF Jawan Rambabu Kumar Singh, who lost his life in Operation Sindoor, has now arrived at the airport. Viewers, India prepares to lay to rest BSF Jawan Rambabu Singh, who was killed in action on Monday night after being injured in Pakistan's cross-border shelling along border areas in Jammu and Kashmir just last week. His body will be taken to Siwan, his native place in Bihar. It has just arrived outside the Patna airport, where a congregation of the guards have received the body wrapped in tricolour. In fact, just a day earlier, as per his family, viewers, Rambabu Singh, a Jawan of the Border Security Force who was killed in shelling from the side of the Pakistani military at the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir, had recently gotten married and was also expecting a child. This is the loss of a family. Even one life lost means an entire world to an entire family. As India prepares to lay to rest Rambabu Singh, this is once again a reminder that our freedom is not free. It's being paid for in silence at the borders. He was killed in action on Monday night last week after Pakistan's constant shelling. He was severely injured and then later succumbed to his injuries. Viewers, we're also being joined by my colleague Gursimran, who continues to join us from the valley to speak to us about the matter. Gursimran, this is the beginning of the last riots of Rambabu Singh. Speak to us about what happened on that unfortunate Monday night. Gursimran.
It's 26-year Rambabu Singh from the Bihar Siwan district who made the supreme sacrifice for the country, as he was martyred along the Indo-Pakistan international border while serving for the country. He was deployed in the area and during the heavy cross-border fight that has taken place on the 9th and 10th of May, where we saw that how Pakistan of the Indian Army, and that was repulsed bravely by the brave hearts of the Indian Army. Rambabu Singh made the supreme sacrifice, and now last tributes are being paid to this brave heart, 26-year-old brave heart of the Bihar Siwan district. He was the one who has been serving in the Indian Army for long and has been well aware of the area, and that's why he has been deployed in the forward area to give Pakistan a befitting reply. But in the retaliation, the Pakistani bullet that hit this brave heart, and he was admitted to the military hospital in Sapari of Jammu, where he suffered injuries. Important to mention that he got married only 4 months
fact that is in the month of December 2024, he got married, and he joined back his duties in the month of January. He was deployed in the forward area, and during the cross-border killing, we saw how the inspector Imtiaz and also Constable Deepak along with him sacrifice. So now the nation pays tribute to this brave heart.
Right, Gursimran. Viewers, these are the mortal remains as India prepares to lay to rest Border Security Forces Jawan Rambabu Singh, who made the supreme sacrifice at the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir during Operation Sindoor. Now it's very vital to remember his family. He was just married last December, which is December 2024, and was expecting a child. As India prepares to lay him to rest, we will continue getting you all the updates from Bihar and his native place, Siwan, right after this short break. Stay tuned to Republic TV.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग स्टिक भी बन सकती है।
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
Can see that how army personnel are carrying out operation to defuse the shells from the Pakistan which didn't explode, and right now we can see that this is the shell in the hands of the army personnel which didn't explode at all. And to find out this, the entire area,
Welcome back. Thanks very much for staying with us. You're watching Republic TV. Viewers, Dr. Sudhir Kumar Mishra, the former CEO of BrahMos Aerospace, explains how India's next generation supersonic cruise missile, BrahMos NG, is poised to revolutionize precision warfare. Lighter, faster and more adaptable than its predecessor, BrahMos NG can be launched from fighter jets, ships and land platforms. In this in-depth breakdown, Dr. Mishra discusses the missile's reduced weight, increased speed and even improved deployment flexibility, representing a significant advancement in India's defense arsenal and capabilities. Take a look.
BrahMos is a most potent weapon in the inventory of Indian armed forces. We have made a completely new weapon system, BrahMos, in the 2005 onwards, and this missile is a very, very credible missile. The range of this missile is 300 kilometer plus. The missile can be integrated to warships, land systems, submarine and fighter aircraft like Sukhoi 30 MKI. And this missile is having a weight of about 2.8 ton. The length around 10 meters, and we can have the range 300 and plus kilometers. The warhead is around again 300 and plus. Destructive capability of the missile is arrived because of the energy of the missile, kinetic energy, because the missile flies at the speed of 2.8 Mach. That is almost three times the speed of sound, and which can be converted to around 900 meters per second. Just to make you understand the speed, this is twice the speed of a bullet, which we shoot in the air. And this missile is in heavy demand all over the place. We have supplied it to all the three armed forces, quite in numbers, large numbers, and we have also exported the missile to Philippines. There are many more countries who want this missile: Indonesia, Vietnam, Middle East, Africa, and South Africa's. What makes the missile in so much demand is the credible performance of this missile system. The missile we have tested for more than 130 plus, and every time the missile has performed, maneuvered, and hit the target as per the plan. And another thing which makes the missile very potent is its stealth. The missile is having a pencil shape. The missile is made up of composite. The missile is also having the sections which doesn't reflect the radar, incoming radar waves. And apart from this, the speed of the missile is so high that the radars, surface radars, and the air defense system of the adversary, they don't find it possible to catch this missile. That is why this missile is indefeatable and in great demand all over the place. I would like to share one more important thing about this missile is the missile can have variety of trajectories. It is like a pilotless aircraft. You can fly it up to 14 kilometers altitude. You can fly it up to the 10 meters altitude over surface of water. Because of the variety of trajectories, again, it becomes very difficult for adversary to detect it. Another thing about this missile is, this is a universal missile. The universal missile, it means it is replaceable to any of the platforms of the missile. So the maintenance becomes much easier. Availability of the components becomes much easier. And that's how we have inducted the system into all the three services. And this missile has created huge fear and helplessness in the minds of our adversary. The BrahMos missile has been delivered to the users in the operational stage. What it means is that our users, Indian Army, Indian Navy, and Indian Air Force, can deploy, and within days they can start using it. And we are very proud that all the three services, they are using it to meet their various operational requirements. Yesterday, Defense Minister of India and Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, they have inaugurated a new facility of BrahMos aerospace at Lucknow. We already had integration and manufacturing facilities at Hyderabad, Thiruvananthapuram, Nagpur, and Pilani. This new facility at Lucknow would meet the increased demand of Indian armed forces and export. Apart from this, we also have undertaken the design, development, manufacturing of BrahMos NG. NG stands for new generation. The missile BrahMos NG would be much lighter in the weight. It would be about 1,200 kilograms. And the range is going to be similar, that is up to 300 kilometers. Again, we are making the new BrahMos NG universal so that it can be used by Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force and can be exported to any friendly nation. This missile, BrahMos NG, would be using state-of-the-art technologies and miniaturized version of main BrahMos. We are looking forward in the time duration of 12 to 18 months to come up with the first prototype of this missile, which we will be testing, and we will be then going to the users to buy it in numbers. So another hugely strong and a deterrent missile would be in the inventory of our armed forces quite soon. Thank you.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
विमल में गुलिस्तां की ये कुछ लजीज फरिश्ते जब साथ घुले तो जी ललचाए और दिल कहे कि स्वाद की जुबान में खुद को ऐसा डुबाऊं कि निकल ना पाऊं। विमल की जुबान कुछ है ही ऐसी, मानते हैं ना? विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
BrahMos is a most potent weapon in the inventory of Indian armed forces. We have made a completely new weapon system, BrahMos, in the 2005 onwards, and this missile is a very, very credible missile. The range of this missile is 300 kilometer plus. The missile can be integrated to warships, land systems, submarine, and fighter aircraft like Sukhoi 30 MKI. And this missile is having a weight of about 2.8 ton. The length around 10.
Our country has once again come under threat, and we've been through this so many times. There are enemies against the country working all over to stop India's progress. We want this to be a Viksit Bharat. It will be a Viksit Bharat. But what about the cohesion and unity of our country? Is there a single forum where we unite together? The only solution is to make the enemy understand that we are so united in our collective resolve that we will take on anyone, any individual, any politician, any political party, any group that comes in the way of our nation. And I'm calling upon all nationalist Indians to have the faith in the Republic Media Network, to have the faith in me to bring together the Nationalist Collective. The Nationalist Collective is an idea that will bring us together and make sure that the world knows that we are here to make our mark. We will never be run over.
Summer is here. Is your home ready for the heat? Keep your roof cool and your home comfortable all summer with Roof Cool and Seal. पसीना मत बहाओ, बर्जर रूफ कूल एंड सील लगाओ.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and a very good morning, viewers. Thank you for tuning into Republic TV. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar and we are live and breaking at 11 a.m. Lots of top stories lined up, from Justice B.R. Gavai taking oath as the 52nd Chief Justice of India to the Prime Minister, who's all set to chair the all-important CCS meeting in just a few moments from now. We'll get you all the top stories, but first a quick check on the headlines. Prime Minister Modi will chair a key cabinet committee meeting on security shortly, with the focus likely on deciding the next steps following the success of Operation Sindoor.
पाकिस्तान अपनी हरकतों से बाज नहीं आया. आतंकवाद के विष बेल को पालने पोषने में योगदान दे रहे थे, उनके बीभत्स कृत्य की सजा दी गई. ये पूरे देश ने भी और पूरी दुनिया ने देखा है, और भारत की सेना के बहादुर जवानों के पराक्रम और शौर्य का लोहा भी माना है.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, while addressing the Tiranga Yatra event, saluted the armed forces and stated that those who raise fingers at India will have no one to cry at their funeral. On day 2 of BJP's 10-day nationwide Tiranga Yatra, the nation celebrated the valor of armed forces and the successful execution of Operation Sindoor. Republic has accessed video evidence showing how 16 Pakistani posts were destroyed by Indian armed forces between May 6th and May 10th in response to ceasefire violations. Justice B.R. Gavai has taken oath as the 52nd Chief Justice of India. First up, viewers, Prime Minister Modi is all set to chair the key cabinet committee on security shortly. And this will be a top-level discussion, a first meeting after Operation Sindoor, the first CCS meeting after Operation Sindoor. And it will focus on national security. The high-stakes meeting is expected to address the aftermath of Operation Sindoor and the Pahalgam terror attack, along with formulating a strategic response to Pakistan. Remember, Operation Sindoor is not over yet. It's still ongoing. The IAF has also confirmed that the operations are currently underway, and very shortly, the action will shift to 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, which is the Prime Minister's residence in the national capital. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, NSA Ajit Doval, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, the CDS and also the 3 service chiefs will also be present at Prime Minister Modi's residence, where the high-stakes meeting will commence in just a few moments from now. We'll get you all the live action from the national capital. My colleague Riyanka is also joining me live on this broadcast to give us more insights on what this meeting could focus on. Riyanka, a very good morning to you, Riyanka. Tell us about this CCS meeting that is set to begin shortly from now.
Well, Deepak, as I continue to report from outside the Prime Minister's residence, I can see the convoy of several leaders that have already come in, which means that the leaders have all started to come at the Prime Minister's residence, and the meeting is very shortly to begin from now. Now, the CCS meeting, the Cabinet Committee on Security, as well as the full Cabinet meeting is going to be taking place today, and this particular meeting is being chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, remember, the CCS meeting is coming to be the third CCS post the Pahalgam attack, and first, of course, after the success of Operation Sindoor. On the other hand, it is going to be the first Union Cabinet that is going to be meeting today post the success of Operation Sindoor, and there is going to be a briefing which is going to be taking place regarding review of security as well as the strategy forward post this. Remember, there has also been a de-escalation understanding between Pakistan and India after 4-day heavy military action between both the nations that we had seen. But we also very clearly know that Operation Sindoor is continuing. It is still underway. There is no end to it until and unless Pakistan continues with its tactic, but there is an understanding. On the other hand, it is also very likely that the roadmap ahead post, after the aftermath of the Operation Sindoor, what will be the strategy of the government regarding, diplomatic talks or military talks. On the other hand, economic options between both the nations, whether there will be sanctions put against Pakistan or whether there will be more policy changes. That is something which will be probably be one of the agendas of the meetings today at the Prime Minister's residence. Also, we very clearly know that the Indus Water Treaty continues to be in abeyance until and unless Pakistan clearly accepts, unconditionally decides to stop its funding to cross-border terrorism. So yes, we are keeping a very close eye on this crucial and high-level meeting at the Prime Minister's residence.
Well, Riyanka, after the CCS meeting, will there be a briefing that will be done by the government?
Well, Deepak, we usually see that there is a cabinet briefing that happens post the cabinet meetings that take place at the Prime Minister's residence. Although in the previous cabinet meeting that happened on the previous Wednesday of the past week, we did not see a cabinet briefing post that, but we can expect a cabinet briefing coming today. But there is no confirmation on it, but we will be keeping a close eye on the developments that come in regarding the briefing that will be rather done by the cabinet, quite likely to the media.
Right, Riyanka, thank you for joining me with those details. On the agenda will be the Operation Sindoor review and also the security apparatus in Jammu and Kashmir, and also whether or not further action must be taken on Pakistan. Economic sanctions that Riyanka was talking about could also be on focus in today's CCS meeting, which is the first meeting that the Prime Minister will be chairing after Operation Sindoor. Now let's move on, viewers, because China has been peddling a lot of fake narratives of late, and in a decisive action, India has banned Chinese government's mouthpiece Global Times News. It has been blocked because the account had peddled fake news on Operation Sindoor. Chinese mouthpiece Global Times, after it spread false information on Operation Sindoor, India has blocked it. India has also demanded China to also verify the facts and slammed the attempt to mislead the public, and a clear message of consequence has been issued by blocking Chinese government's mouthpiece. Global Times is now blocked in India because recently China had peddled fake news about Operation Sindoor. It had even gone on to claim that Pakistani jets had downed the Indian Air Force's jets, and this narrative has been completely rejected by India. And following this propaganda, Indian government has now banned Global Times, which is the Chinese government's mouthpiece, which has been a major peddler of fake news on the global platform. Now, China's fake news will not be allowed to enter India. Meanwhile, viewers, India has also rejected China's renaming of Arunachal Pradesh, claiming that it is in vain and also preposterous of China to be, indulging in renaming of Arunachal Pradesh, which the government has said that it is an integral part of India. Arunachal Pradesh was and will always be an integral part of India. That's what the government has said. Remember, viewers, just a few days back as well, China had released the names of newly renamed places across Arunachal Pradesh, and now India has responded. India has rejected the preposterous claims of China. In fact, the Ministry of External Affairs has said that it rejects such attempts categorically. Creative naming will not alter the undeniable reality on ground, which goes on to tell a different tale than what China has been peddling. China has been claiming that Arunachal Pradesh is an integral part of its territory, but India has rejected it. It has given a reality check to China, saying that Arunachal Pradesh was and will always be an integral part of India. It has rejected China's claims, China's narrative of renaming Arunachal Pradesh, a propaganda that China has been indulging in ever since the LAC standoff was witnessed. And now India has shut down Chinese narrative. Meanwhile, viewers, the Indian government has also categorically denied US President Donald Trump's claim that it brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. In exchange for trade concessions, the Ministry of External Affairs clarified that trade was never discussed during the recent military escalations and the ceasefire talks. Take a look.
The US president might want to take credit for the ceasefire agreement between India and Pakistan. He might also claim that it was him who brokered the ceasefire deal in exchange for trade concessions.
We helped a lot, and we helped also with trade. I said, come on, we're going to do a lot of trade with you guys. Let's stop it. Let's stop it. If you stop it, we're doing trade. If you don't stop it, we're not going to do any trade. People have never really used trade the way I used it, that I can tell you. And all of a sudden they said, I think we're going to stop.
But that is all it is, a mere claim. MEA spokesperson, while addressing a press conference, did not mince his words while rebutting the bizarre statements of Trump.
From the time of Operation Sindoor, commenced on 7th May, till the understanding on cessation of firing and military action on 10th May, there were conversations between Indian and US leaders on the evolving military situation. The issue of trade did not come up in any of these discussions.
MEA emphasized that the ceasefire was a result of India's effective military action against the Pakistan Air Force bases.
The specific date, time and wording of the understanding was worked out between the DGMOs of the two countries at their phone call on 10th May 2025, commencing at 15:35 hours. The Foreign Secretary had made a statement in this regard, as you would be aware.
The MEA in fact stressed that India's dialogue with other nations remained consistent throughout the ordeal.
Viewers, in a stirring address to the armed forces, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the indomitable courage and the invincibility of the Army, Navy and the Air Force that was clearly witnessed during Operation Sindoor. In a chilling message to Pakistan as well, the Prime Minister said that any further attack would invite a reprisal so severe that the enemy won't forget in generations to come. He said that the valor displayed by the Indian forces during Operation Sindoor has filled the heart of every single Indian with pride while sending shivers down the spines of the enemies. Take a look.
A day after a stirring national address on Operation Sindoor, Prime Minister Narendra Modi paid a surprise visit to Punjab's Adampur Air Force Base. The visit was significant as it was symbolic, as Pakistan had peddled false propaganda of striking an Indian MiG-29 fighter and the S-400 missile defense system at the Adampur base.